Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today is the 5th of August, 2026. It's just flying by, am I wrong? And I'm just going to make this a short video. I just wanted to cover a couple of things real quick. Something everybody jumped on right away, which just seemed, I don't know, I posted it here and there on Facebook and Patreon, but I didn't do a video on it because I wanted to wait because I know somebody that actually works at this factory and he got a hold of me and, well, we'll get into it. It's this, the Satirus, the 3-half superhumanoid general purpose robot. Look at that thing, huh? Look at that thing. It comes with an optional flamethrower. It comes with quick connect chainsaws, etc. Yeah, it's not real. It's a joke. They're literally messing with us. Because how does this thing help do anything whatsoever at all? I mean, seriously, think about this. Think about the design. And think about some of the things that they said here. Like, this can be killed with a knife or a gun. You know what I mean? That's just a weird thing to say because it's not real. They're trolling us. Do they have things like this? They probably have actual chimeras that are this. But just some of the things should have been easy to figure out, like this, the chainsaw, the flamethrower, etc. The resilient precision, the shape, the head of a goat. Hold on. Post that they put up like this. Right here. It should have been a red flag, and it is. Showing things like this, it can be stopped with a firm hand or a knife or a gun. Here and here. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they also say that you can get larger horns for it. You can get larger horns, so it can only go through certain doorways. You see what I mean? It'll be substantially slowed attempting to navigate a standard American 32 by 80 doorway. Why in the world would you ever require something ridiculous like this in a building? You don't. You don't. I couldn't get the kid on video last night, but he did explain to me that this is just a troll. They're messing with us. And again, check it out for yourself if you want. They should answer. But it's not real, okay? It's not a real thing. So many people ran with it. I held off on the video because I wanted to actually look into it because this doesn't make any sense whatsoever at all. Do they have these? I would imagine they have actually living, breathing units like this because they've been working on chimeras since I've been on YouTube. It's pretty old news, and I would have to guess that in the deep underground military bases and in the places we're not allowed to see on the other side of the ice wall, I'm sure they've got plenty of this stuff going on. So let's just stick with what's real. Sad to say it, but this is a troll. It's not real. Notice the contact with the little bohemian owl right there. Should have been a big hint, but it's not real. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to ruin everybody's fun. What is this up here? More Egyptian holding the Ankh. Yes. Yeah, it's a troll, people. And this is going to get worse before it gets better. It's not going to get better. It's just getting worse. But this is where we're at in humanity right now, at any rate.
The amount of people who suffered or died due to a liberal judge's empathy is as vast as the universe. This case sticks out, though, due to the incredible speed in which the empathy came back to kill. You are looking at a man who killed someone in 2013.
But since being released for that crime back in 2020, court records show he's been charged several more times with felony gun possession and other gun-related crimes.
Resisting an officer and a misdemeanor larceny charge.
Seems like a winner. What's his latest adventure?
The gunfire stemmed from an ongoing dispute over a parking space.
Simpson was upset the victim parked in a spot in front of his door.
We got a real intelligent one here, fully in charge of his emotional faculties. So now about that empathy that judges love to tap into so much?
Jail records show an hour and 24 minutes before the deadly shooting, Simpson had just been released from jail.
Exactly 84 minutes. Thanks to the security footage, you can even calculate it down to seconds if you wanted to.
He was arrested Monday after not showing up for court for a possessing a weapon as a prisoner charge. Records show he got out of jail Wednesday at 12:21 a.m.
He picked up 2 separate weapons charges, and no one revoked his bond. If you look at his history, it seems like this gentleman has picked up just about every year up to this point some kind of a violent crime. So you kind of have to ask the question, why wasn't he already in jail?
We know what these top 1% of repeat offenders are going to do. And for some reason, we just don't have the appetite to take action.
Thank you, liberal judges, for your continued service. You know, these newest mugshots immediately reminded me of this guy. Sorry, I should have warned you. The story is similar here. A guy accused of trying to kidnap a kid. Amazingly, his family has begged to keep him locked up, and they just won't do it.
When Galligan has been arrested in the past, Sarah says a judge then deems him incompetent to stand trial, meaning he needs to be treated or institutionalized.
Once he goes to the courts and they say they don't have room for him, and
then he ends up back on the street.
They just let him go back on the street, and it's just the same thing over and over again.
Our society and our, government and stuff have failed him and have failed the community that was affected just this last week. If he wasn't let out in the first place and there was enough spaces for people like him, he would have never ended up on the playground with these kids. And obviously you see the picture and he does not look human.
His family wonders if this time will finally be the last.
After his arrest, Galligan underwent a mental competency evaluation that determined he was unfit to stand trial. As a result, prosecutors claimed they have no choice but to drop the charges. Gee golly, we just can't put anybody into prison. Oh well, good luck everybody.
I love that channel because it gives me 3-minute information that I kind of enjoy. It sucks, but I enjoy it because it does my job for me quicker, my job. But here's the fun part. It doesn't matter about the Republican or the liberal judges. It doesn't matter. They've been doing this for the longest time because it makes more and more crime, which justifies having surveillance cameras absolutely everywhere. And that's why it's done. That's why it's a thing. If DC Shorts is watching this, understand that. The left wing, the right wing, they're all in this together. Trump did everything to destroy America. Biden came in as a placeholder, did everything to destroy America, and Trump is here to put a nail in the coffin. That's it. That's it. They're putting up their new world. I shouldn't say they're putting it up. They've put up their surveillance system while everybody's focusing on Flock. There's 9 other companies putting it up. Axon's the biggest one, in my opinion. So this right here, they're showing that they're evacuating Guatemalan citizens because a volcano just suddenly erupted to the point where they got to get everybody out of there. More clearing the land. See, we've got floods and storms and tornadoes and every other thing. Oh, and quote-unquote wildfires, and we'll get to that. But in other countries, they got to use what they've got. And blowing a volcano, absolutely in their wheelhouse because this is a HARP-type activity all day, every day. Remember this? Okay, so just like it said in this 1974 93rd Congress second session about not using weather as a weapon and not using geophysical modification, HARP, as weapons of war. Well, they just did it again because, yes, HARP can absolutely do this. And just 2 nights ago, there were northern lights in the sky where the northern lights don't belong. That's a clear calling card that HARP is up and running.
People in Douglas County say they have taken a stand.
A planned data center in the western part of the county near the Carroll County line is dead after county leaders voted against the massive project. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is live outside the Douglas County Courthouse tonight where that public hearing took place. Kevin?
Yeah, that turnout was strong. It was fiery. And at the end, one county commissioner provided a particularly interesting, thought-provoking, candid perspective when it comes to money. Douglas County residents came with the props.
That's what data centers sound like.
And the punchlines.
Should we go ahead and change the name from Douglasville to Datasville?
Ready to fight against or support a proposed 4.4 million square foot data center on more than 700 acres near the I-20 Liberty Road exit.
AI is here. and we got to move forward with the times.
And at times frenetic public hearing.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this happening?
Had both passionate perspectives, concerns about property values to homes nearby, the environment.
We have water, we have air, we have soil.
To jobs for county residents. 200 to 300 were projected.
That's how we build stronger families, and that is how communities grow.
And just how many of those few jobs are being filled exclusively by Douglas County residents?
But in the end, in a 4-1 vote.
All in favor of the denial, please raise your hand.
The county commission, including Commissioner Mark Alcarez, said no to rezoning the land, killing the project. The data center would have been in Alcarez's district, but he raised a serious concern, a key reason driving data center growth.
There's a lot that we stress over to think of. What can we do to where we do not have to raise your taxes? The insurance on the sheriff's office goes up $2 million. We're 25 years behind in our road infrastructure. That money has got to come from somewhere.
A debate for another day. But on this day, this community fought and said, we've had enough of this.
I understand technology and all that. We already have 11. That's ridiculous.
All right, now let's talk money, the data center revenue here in Douglas County, not including the centers in the city of Douglasville, just the county, the unincorporated part. In the past 3 years, data centers have generated just over $20 million. That's 5% of the county's general fund revenue.
Well, that's great news. These people in Georgia stood up against these data centers. You know what I mean? They bring in $20 million a year, all 11 data centers that are already there. And the people stood up. Yeah. And guess what happened?
Several new developments on flood recovery efforts in North Georgia. Tonight, roads remain washed out all across Fannin County. McKaysville has to relocate its police department, and City Council plans to declare a state of emergency there in the morning because of all this. The recovery could take weeks, even months. Channel 2's Courtney Francisco reports now from City Hall.
City Council is going to meet virtually because City Hall is being used as a water distribution center. One of the big things on the agenda, discussing the police department flooding. You can see the tape around it, blocking it, and all the cleanup tools out here. This is just some of the damage we saw across Fannin County.
Roads are washed out, cars and trucks, houses destroyed, and many do not have safe drinking water.
It puts people in a really difficult position.
Charity Tuttle was picking up water at McKaysville City Hall Monday night.
4 in the back.
In front of her, we met a mom with 2 kids who were supposed to start school in the morning.
Showering and all the stuff, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge the next couple weeks.
Heavy rain over the weekend damaged the water treatment facility, causing a boil water and conservation order to take effect. That same storm sent a flash flood through the downtown area, damaging several businesses and the police department.
So we're still in the cleanup phase.
Tuesday, City Council plans to discuss where to relocate it, and the chief has to determine what, if any, crime scene evidence was damaged inside.
Trying to move something like that is a big undertaking.
On the outskirts of downtown, the Toccoa River overflowed, pushing a pickup truck over the bank and flooding homes.
Look at the debris line on this home that shows you how high the water rose and settled.
In the city of Blue Ridge, this road collapsed under a car. Crews temporarily fixed it by Monday, but this road in Epworth was still washed out.
Thankfully, nobody got hurt on it.
But firefighters had to rescue a total of 19 people in Fannin County when the water rose.
So it's very upsetting, but again, happy with how the community has pitched in.
The City Council meeting starts at noon Tuesday. On the agenda, the state of emergency, the police department flooding, closure of any other city facilities, and anything else that arises overnight. Reporting from McKaysville, Courtney Francisco, WSB Tonight.
And now to more details on how people in McKaysville can get help. The city is handing out free bottled water for residents. That's happening at City Hall every day from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. City staff will hand out cases of water at the drive-thru, and people are asked to only take what they need so the city can help as many residents as possible.
And this is one last thing I want to show you, because I show you this quite often. And if you want to look for police brutality or police just killing people, innocent people quite often, like way too much, thanks to their Israeli training, look at this. A, this guy is deaf. B, this guy has cerebral palsy. C, This guy was innocent. He didn't do anything. The moment the cop gets out of the car, he's already got his hands on this guy who doesn't even see him. He's deaf. You know what I mean? Think about that. And look what happened.
Let's see. If you want to know why the two Phoenix cops who repeatedly beat and tasered an innocent deaf man with cerebral palsy got their suspensions overturned, it's a city secret, and the city won't tell you. I'm ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskobing. We exposed the story, and now we're back here at the parking lot where it happened 2 years ago. And we're back because we're going to show you how accountability dies, taking you back from the place where it happened to the secret closed-door meetings where that discipline disappeared.
I'll now call the meeting to order at 1 p.m.
You probably have no idea who these people are, and you can see almost no one goes to their meetings.
I'm going to welcome everyone to the Civil Service Board meeting.
But they're a special city board. They have the power to erase suspensions. They can hear cases in secret. They don't have to explain their decisions. And that's why we're here.
Is there anyone else that wants to submit public comments?
Members of Phoenix's Civil Service Board ignored our interview requests to tell the public why they overturned the suspensions for the two officers who did this.
Taser.
My name is Dave Biskobing with ABC 15. I have covered the Tyrone McAlpin arrest since the beginning. Given this board's decisions to rescind the suspensions against the two officers, I'm really hoping that I could speak to any of you who would be willing to discuss your decisions to understand better what happened.
Move. Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back!
Why suspension was something you felt was not warranted in this case. I know the community still has a lot of questions about how this all played out.
More! Hand behind your back!
And given the confidential nature of how these decisions are reached with this board.
Hand behind your back! Now! Hand behind your back!
I'm hoping that you'll contact me and we can have a discussion about that. My email is Dave at ABC15. Again, it's very simple, Dave at ABC15, so thank you.
No. Cops to protect and serve, constables on patrol to protect and serve are gone. That's why they changed it to law enforcement. And that's why every single police station's ultimate goal is to go to Israel and be trained by the Mossad. You just saw it. You just saw it. The cop opens the door and instantly grabs this guy. He pulls up on him and instantly grabs him, instantaneously. The guy is deaf. The guy has cerebral palsy. The guy's innocent. He didn't do anything. It was the wrong guy. Somebody called. Oh, we got a call, so we're going to attack this guy, beat the shit out of him, and tase him. It's unbelievable. And then they get suspended, and then secretly it goes away because they're here to do a job. All these guys are swearing an oath, but it's not to the Constitution. Be ready, because this isn't stopping. It isn't stopping. They're doing this all around us right now. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot this.
Authorities say a man with a serious criminal past in Arizona has been arrested on a first-degree arson charge in Washington state.
He's accused of starting a fire in Spokane, which has now displaced more than 60,000 people.
Yeah, we've got our David Chasanoff on this story. He's live from the newsroom this morning after looking into this. So, David, what do we know about his criminal history in AZ?
Yeah, Emma and Sean, good morning. So records show 14 years ago, Aaron Farinacci was convicted for manslaughter and aggravated assault after killing his own father. He was released from prison just 6 years ago, and on Monday he was arrested in Washington state for yet another serious crime.
Mr. Farinacci is a convicted felon. Out of the state of Arizona. Major crimes detectives in Spokane County, they were able to identify him, develop probable cause, and determine that the origin of the fire was indeed exactly where the witnesses had seen Mr. Farinacci kneeling in the grass earlier that day.
37-year-old Aaron Farinacci is accused of starting the most destructive fire in Spokane history, which has forced thousands of people to evacuate. The Old Trails fire started Saturday afternoon. The Spokane County Sheriff says the investigation started that same day.
Yep, they got him again. Just like the guy that started the Palisades fires. You know, the homeless guy with the flamethrower that they arrested, and that's who started the whole fire. This guy also started a fire that only burns down buildings. That's it. It doesn't burn down trees. It doesn't burn down grass. It doesn't burn down bushes. 1,220 degrees it takes to turn a car or aluminum like your car rims into liquid. 1,220 degrees will burn a tree down no matter how healthy it is. This is complete insanity. It's complete bullshit. It's directed energy weapons. They do this all the time, and then they always find the proverbial scapegoat who probably isn't even a real person for all we know. And if you look in the comments of the news story, everyone's like, he's a murderer. That's why he did this, because he shouldn't have been out of jail, blah, blah, blah. Richie from Boston, and I'm out.